Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the August 10th meeting for the Glendale Elementary School District Governing Board. Ms. Segata-Jones, are there any changes to the agenda this evening?
Good evening, President Martinez, members of the board. No, there are none.
All right. With that, is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Mr. Jaramillo, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Wilson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Pimentel, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Bartels, how do you vote?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Thank you. Moving on, please join me in a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. All right, thank you, everybody. Is there any call to the public this evening?
No, President Martinez.
All right. Moving on to item number 4 for the consent agenda. Any board members have any comments or remarks? Is there a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All right. Mr. Jaramillo, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Wilson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Pimentel, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Bartels, how do you vote?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Thank you. Moving on to item number 5A, opening of school. Ms. Segata-Jones, this has been like the longest 4 days of my life, it seems like.
It's been a great start. We are on day 4. We talked in team and we had our systems meeting today with leadership, and it's a very smooth opening for us. We are still, troubleshooting any time that we call that we know we have AC units that it's working extremely hard. And so we're on top of those and responding to those as quickly as we can. But being out, I was thrilled to see, I visited every campus the first day of school, just the positivity of all of our teachers, all of our staff members, all of our administrators, families and students just very excited about the first day of school, and it's been running very smoothly. So we're very pleased with that. As you know, our theme was weaving our story into the community. That's what we'll be doing this year, and we have Ms. Adriana Parsons has put together a clip of the first day, and then we ended it with, we did a team building today in leadership, and this is where we are at day 4.
Good morning. Remember where you sit, you guys?
I'm
excited about the recess. I'm excited for specials. What specials?
Bye, Rainbow. I love you.
So that's what it's looked like for up to day 4. We're excited. It's going to be a great year, an incredible year, and special thanks to all of I have to say we have the most beautiful children and staff and family members in this community. They're just beautiful. When you look at them, I look at that and say, wow, that's a GSD. Very beautiful, very beautiful. So it's been a great start. It's going to be an incredible year, and thank you to all of you that are here taking time out in day 4 to come. And you'll get through day 5. It'll be great, and it's going to be an incredible year. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I noticed in the agenda that there's a link to the YouTube video for anyone who wants to watch that again and watch the glory that is Snap Away Pants on the YouTubes at home. All right, moving on in our agenda, moving into action item 6A, the political agenda direction for ASBA. Let's see here. Okay. So back in May, we had the discussion amongst the board members about what our priorities are. We picked out 5 priorities. It was a good discussion. We had a lot of discussion about it. We picked out 5 priorities. ASBA came back and consolidated all that stuff into their delegate packet. So if you should have that in your agenda, if you want to take a look at that. And just a reminder that as a board, the 5 agenda priorities, and I'm going to open them up here really quick. We had items 1-2 and 1-10 made our list as the top 5 priorities. They are in there. There's some minor edits to, it looks like they made a bunch of changes to 2, but it seemed identically the same as what we voted on back in May. I don't know if anyone else picked anything out.
I think it's the same as last year's, isn't it? Except they just made a couple of changes in the.
Yeah, during the delegate assembly, it's just the stuff in red that we'll be approving, voting for or against.
Okay. And then item 1-10, they made some minor changes to what we had put forward as part of the political agenda. It looks, again, fairly identical in its intent. I don't know if there's any reason to make any significant changes to that. The other items, item 2-8, opposing legislation and lessening cartel, that is unchanged. It doesn't look like there's going to be any discussion on that. Item 4-1 was another one that we approved. Again, there was some minor changes. In fact, they added on an extra sentence on there talking about the recovery of expended public funds by charter and private schools and organizations. And then item 4-2, which did not change at all based on the things. So it looks like from what we saw in May, there wasn't anything in here that really kind of stuck out as anything I would be against at all. I don't know if any board members had any strong feelings either way about any of the political agenda. Part of what we have to do today is whoever we choose as our delegate, we just kind of give them direction on how we would like them to vote on these items. But to be honest, I don't see any items in here that I really see a reason to vote against. Any thoughts?
I think over the years we've been pretty safe in that arena.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen anything, at least in the past couple times I've had to be a part of that as both an alternate and as a delegate a couple of years ago. So,
I actually like the changes that they made on some of those with the wording. Like even just one word really changed. It didn't change the meaning, but it just really brought it home and was very made it stronger. in its intent. So, yeah, I was real pleased with the changes they made or added.
Okay. So since this is an action item, we do have to have a motion to direct our delegate to vote in the affirmative for these items as they appear on the political agenda. So is there a motion to do so?
I'll make a motion to direct our ASBA Delegate Assembly representative to vote in the affirmative on the proposed items.
Or a second?
I'll second.
All right. Mr. Jaramillo, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Wilson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Pimentel, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Bartels, and how do you vote?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. All right, so moving on to the fun part, the Arizona Association Delegate Assembly, we get to send a representative. Our board or our district gets one vote. So we will send a representative and, if possible, an alternate, just in case, for the September 9th, which is just after the ASBA Law Conference, and it's a Saturday morning. Are there any, I know the four of us here, I think the only one here that has not been, so I would like to offer the chance if Mr. Jaramillo, if you have availability, if you'd like to check it out. I think it's a pretty interesting experience, but I will defer to your schedule, sir.
Sure. I'll do it.
You'll do it? All right, with that, is there a motion to nominate Mr. Jaramillo to be our delegate?
I'll make a motion for Mr. Jaramillo to be the delegate representing GESD.
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Jaramillo, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Wilson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Pimentel, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Bartels, how do you vote?
Aye.
Do we need a motion for an alternate?
For an alternate, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Is there an alternate? Brenda, I know, Ms. Bartels, you're not sure if you're going to be actually working that day. I know you've been our alternate in the past, but if we want to offer up somebody else, I'm okay to go if no one else wants to go.
I'm okay with you going too. I want to prep for the next day.
Unless one of you ladies feel very strongly about wanting to go and spend their Saturday afternoon surrounded by a bunch
Morning
no.
to lunch.
of Saturday morning.
Yeah, no, you can go.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to send Mr. Mike Martinez as the alternate.
I'll second.
Saturday morning.
Wow, you jumped on that really quick. Thank you.
I'll
Mr.
second.
Jaramillo, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Wilson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Pimentel, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Bartels, how do you vote?
Aye.
And the chair begrudgingly votes aye.
You volunteered.
I was being polite. All right, so we have our delegate and we have our alternate, so we're going to move on in our agenda to item number 7 for future meetings and events. Ms. Segata-Jones?
Yes, President Martinez, members of the board, right now for August 24th, we have fundraiser activity requests. We'll probably have employee changes as well or updates, and then SFB capital plan is still scheduled, so that meeting is scheduled. So anything else that needs to be added to agenda?
Yeah, I would like to get on the one of the agendas that maybe a discussion regarding possibly pushing back the start date of school.
Okay.
If that can,
Absolutely, we can do that as a discussion item.
study session? Okay.
It seems like it was ridiculously hot this summer. I understand that. I do want to make note, and I know I talked with you, Ms. Segata-Jones, I talked with Ms. Bartels. If the meeting does go forward on the 24th and we have a full agenda, I will not be here on the 24th. I am moving my daughter to NAU on the 24th, so I will be out of town that day. Yeah. I promised myself I would cry.
I will not be here the 28th.
Of August.
Yeah, and I won't be here the 14th.
Okay, so let's
Wait a
let
minute, wait a
Ms.
minute.
Powell get this down.
No, of September. I'm sorry, I
Okay,
meant
so
September.
President Martinez will not be here August 24th. Clerk Bartels will be, and she will run the meeting September 14th.
September 14th, I will not be here.
Clerk Bartels will not be here. Nor Board Member Pimentel,
I can be here telephonically if necessary.
telephonically. And then September 28th,
I will not be here.
Board Member Wilson will not be present.
Great. Okay, moving on in our agenda, item 8, summary of current events. Ms. Segata-Jones, I know it's been a busy 4 days, but why don't you give us a little update?
Yes, we have a couple of things I want to announce. Glendale Kiwanis stuffed the bus to, well, you're going to announce that for me, so let's do this first. This came out in the Star today, so we were voted Best School District and Best Customer Service. We are Best School District running 4 years in a row, so we're very proud of that. Best Place to Work, obviously Glendale Best Preschool, Glendale Elementary School District, and your school categories are there. So the best public school was First Horizon, Second Discovery, and Third American. Big round of applause for them. And best elementary schools, First Horizon, Second American, and Third Discovery. Big round of applause. The best teacher categories, first grade, Tracy Hoover at American. Very round of applause for Tracy. Second grade was Dana Donaldson at Jack. And Mr. Dool at Discovery, so third grade. And our mascots, first was Horizon, our Panthers, second Discovery, our Scorpions, and third American, our Eagles. So great. Very proud of that. I've always said that when I speak to anyone or in the public, that we are the best choice in Glendale. We're the best choice in Arizona, and so I'm proud that we are 4 years running #1 school district in Glendale, Arizona. So thank you to the incredible staff. It's our students, our teachers, our family members, our community that votes, and they deserve to be #1 because they are. We have an incredible staff. All right, with that, I want to go to Glendale Kiwanis Stuff the Bus happened a couple weekends ago, and we have all those supplies that were very generous from the community. We had a lot of cash donations. I think it was so hot that day that people just figured, let me just drop some money off and go back home because it was extremely, extremely warm that day. Thanks to all the staff, all administrators were there. We also, I believe, Ms. Valdez, we had like 4 people we hired from there as well, so that's great. So it's a good place for us to go out and market ourselves. All those supplies were sorted by Christian and Transportation, his bus drivers and team. They sorted those supplies, and they are being delivered out to sites for our students. And we also had Tuesday, which was that 2 days ago? Bitsy Mamas did an auction, and they raffled off one of the GSDopoly games, which was exciting. And also they did a school supply collection for us. So we filled the car up with that yesterday and brought that back, and those will be distributed to our students. Westgate Retail Therapy did a huge donation to us of school supplies. Sons of the American Legion came by yesterday, another huge donation, and I believe they were coming back to do backpacks as well. So that's great. And then the City of Glendale Community Services Department is doing 3 different locations, and we were at Jack yesterday doing those. It was a great day to be a Dolphin yesterday. Last night we were at Biz to Biz through the Chamber and an organization, and where's Adriana? I don't even remember the name of it. That there was an organization that had collected, they had 3 weekends in which they were collecting school supplies, but they did not know, any other school districts didn't want the supplies. So, of course, DeVita was there, and we know what happens when DeVita's there. So we're getting the supplies, okay? So that's great. And I'm sorry, that name escapes me right now. We talked to so many people. Do you remember? ATEX Consultants, yeah. So we will do a formal thank you to them and everything when that happens. I'd like to, at this time, ask the governing board to step down, and we have a special recognition I'd like to do. Mr. Mike Berrigan was named ASBO's 2023 William Lovett Memorial Award. ASBO set up the Memorial Award shortly after the death of ASBO's first executive director, William Lovett, and has been presented each year to an outstanding member of his or her contribution to the organization. So, Mr. Berrigan. This is actually the traveling trophy that Mike gets to have for a year. He also has a smaller one that they gave him, but this is a traveling trophy. And so, Mr. Berrigan, you are well known throughout the state and internationally and nationally now, so we couldn't be more proud of you, and thank you for everything you do for GSD. So, thank you. Oh, no. Taking pictures. I also have Mike's team come up. Valerie, I know her son has and is doing Meet the Teacher Night. The rest of his team, please come up. Tammy, come on up. The rest of Mike's team, come on up. Thank you, Mr. Berrigan. With that, again, I just want to say thank you to all of our teachers, all of our administrators, our students, all staff members. I know you have a choice of where you want to be employed, and I'm so happy that you choose GSD. This is an incredible organization. My honor to serve as your superintendent always, and it's going to be a great year. We'll make it a great year. These are just examples of awards that this district gets. We don't only get them at the board level, the administrative level, we also get them at the teaching level, and we always want to make sure that we're acknowledging all of our staff for those awards. And the executive team, my three gentlemen, they kind of dressed alike today. Did you catch that? They ensured me it would never happen again. They were quite distressed by it. So they were quite distressed by it. But with that, it's been, as I said, a great start, and thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Mr. Jaramillo, what have you have for us?
Not much, just thank you to our maintenance crews for working on the AC, especially as this crazy heat is rolling in. I do plan on visiting some schools in the coming weeks, and I'm excited to just see everyone, the students, the staff. And again, thank you for making this opening pretty smooth.
All right, Ms. Wilson.
Just welcome to all our new students and new staff. Just, thank you to everyone for making this such a smooth opening. Also, congratulations to Mr. Berrigan. And, I always say this time of year, God bless the kindergarten teacher, but I do have to also include the preschool teachers because, they have it, it's pretty, it's pretty rough those first couple of weeks. And what do they say about kinder? I mean, it's such an important grade that all I've ever
Needed to know, I learned in kindergarten.
So I always think of that. But just thanks to everyone, and I hope it. We're at the tail end of this horrible summer, and just keep that in your sights there. So that's it.
All right, thank you, Ms. Pimentel.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome back. I know that summer break isn't really a summer break, and you all are still working year-round, and I appreciate everybody who does anything for our community and our kids, so thank you. Please stay hydrated. It is incredibly crazy hot. For those of us who are natives, it's hot this time. Congratulations to Mr. Barragan, very well deserved. It's something that we appreciate that you do, and when I mention who you are in our district to other people, they know who you are, and we know how fortunate we are. So thank you. And I got my copy of GESDopoly, and we're ready to play. So I might find my own little pieces and put faces on them and play. So you never know whose face is going to end up on my copy of GESDopoly. And one of these days, we need to get some games going in this room. So.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Ms. Bartels.
Well, ditto. But it has been a joy to see all the social media posts from all of our campuses, seeing all the kids and the staff and the parents. You know, you wonder who's more excited about school starting. But just a public service announcement, because I kind of got stuck in the dismissal traffic on 75th Avenue. Please, please, please be very careful when you're out driving around, both at drop-off and pickup times. You know, sometimes the kids don't pay attention, sometimes the adults don't pay attention. So please be vigilant. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I would just want to thank all the members of our community and the businesses that have helped out with all the drives and Stuff the Bus and the donations that are coming in. It makes us better prepared and better able to provide for the students that come into our schools every day. So thank you very much for all your help and support. Thank you for voting us number one yet again. I know those teachers, I know those schools, and I just love seeing we're just raking in number, and I love seeing out there. So I want to make sure that we got the recognition that we deserve. So thank you very much for putting your best foot forward and making sure that we've earned that distinction. The mascots, love the mascots, though, is that the Panthers, the Scorpions, and the Eagles. I remember being on the Discovery PTSA, and they talked about getting a costume for the mascot, and I couldn't imagine anything more terrifying than a scorpion walking around campus, a life-size scorpion. I'm like, that is the worst idea I ever heard, which obviously came out like, oh, that's a good idea, and then we moved on. That's it. Keep cool. Like Ms. Bartel said, be safe out there. And Ms. Pimentel said, if you don't have your copy of GESDopoly, make sure you see Ms. Parsons over there. Well, she will take credit card, cash, check, whatever it is you want to barter, she will find a way to take the money. All that money comes back to the school in one form or another, so your support is much appreciated. But other than that, I wish you all to have a great evening. It is a good day to have a good day. Enjoy yourself, have a great weekend, and if you make it through Friday, enjoy your Friday night. With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?